Hello and welcome to Sua's kitchen. My name is Sua. We're gonna cook today. I hope you can hear me. Hello?
Check, 1, 2, 1, 2, hello.
Yeah, welcome to the stream. We're gonna make chicken curry today. I'm Sua, your host, and welcome to the stream. This is my kitchen. That's where we're gonna cook. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. We're gonna make chicken curry. I posted a recipe on social media the other day, but for those that didn't see it, we need like 350 to 500 grams of chicken breast. We need some German quark. We need rice. We need curry paste, some onions and garlic. I'm using shallots, so I'm using shallots instead of onions, but I think it should be fine. Let's start with peeling our onions and peeling the garlic. I think it's wonderful. So if you have problems peeling the garlic, you can literally just put it on the board, put a knife on top and just yoink it. So we're gonna cut the onions. We don't need to be too you don't need to cut them too fine. Just cut them down so they're not that big chunky. I'm actually crying. I'm crying because of the onions. Oh no! Fucking onions. So next up, we're gonna cut the garlic. You don't have to cut the garlic too fine. Just cut it down so it's not chunky. So that's it. We cut the onions. We cut the garlic. Now we're gonna wash the hands. Next up, we gonna wash the rice. Or first of all, we're gonna measure the rice, but then we're gonna wash it. So first of all, we're gonna weigh the rice. I said 150 grams in the recipe, but I'm gonna do a little bit more because Riley's coming as well to eat. So I'm gonna make 200-ish, 250. So we have enough food for Pengu and Riley. So the first thing that you have to do is you wash the rice. And it's pretty easy to wash. You basically just put it into something, put some water in, and then just wash it. But it's really important to wash it to remove some of the stuff that makes the rice taste like ass. You can actually taste if rice was washed before cooking or not. So we wash the rice now and remove the water. Then we need a pan because we're gonna make the rice now. The rice takes some time, so we're gonna do the rice first. Just take any kind of pot that you have laying around. Put your rice in there. And now, the people the stuff that most people struggle with is how much water I'm gonna use, Mr. Sua, for my rice. And it's pretty easy. If you don't know how much water you need for your rice, you can either put your finger inside the pot and on the first joint, that's enough water. Or what you can do, you can actually measure it. So if you have 100 grams of rice, you need 200 milliliters of water. So we have 250, so we make it 500. Let's make 450-ish. Normally I wouldn't measure it, but we have people here that never cooked before or that never made rice before themselves, so we're gonna measure everything to make it easier. Making the rice is easy. I'm gonna put it on high heat until it starts boiling, and then I'm gonna put it back to medium heat. Next thing what we're gonna do is we need to season our meat. We will take our meat, and what I like to do is I just like to put it flat on my cutting board. So like you can see, I have chicken tenders, and we will season them now. So when you're seasoning the meat, there's absolutely no need to be worried you can't really fuck it up. Like seriously, it's really hard to fuck it up. We're gonna start with some salt. You can use sea salt or rock salt. Make sure that every piece of meat has some salt on top. Then we're gonna take some pepper. Put it on top as well. Then I'm gonna take some chili flakes. Put them on top as well. And always have an eye on the rice. Like the water starts to boil now. You need to make sure that it's not overboiling. A little trick that I learned from my mom is that when you're afraid that your rice is cooking too hot, you can take like a regular wooden spoon and just put it on top. I'm not kidding, like this spoon saved me so many times. And you can also like stir it around. Okay, what we do now is we turn around our pieces of meat. Just flip them. Okay, the rice starts to cook now. That means that we're gonna put it back to like medium heat. And then we continue seasoning the rest of the meat. So that's it. That's it with the meat. That's how they look. Just some seasoning on top. We put them to the side a little bit now. And make sure that we stir the rice every now and then, because we don't want to burn it. It would be actually quite fun if I burn something today. Like I've cooked so many times and I made this dish like 600-ish times and I only burned it once. So it would be quite fun if I actually fuck it up today when it matters. So next up, we're gonna need a wok or wok pan. If you don't have a wok, you can use a regular pan, but I really like to cook in this, so I'm using a wok pan. Wok, wok, wok. Next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our curry paste. You can use whatever kind of curry paste that you have. I'm using this one. It's basically just curry and some seasons, and that's it. But what we will do now is we're gonna roast our curry paste the same way Fabian used to roast Milos. My nose is still running from the onions. Put some oil in the pan. I'm using this. I don't know what it is in English. It's called rapsöl. Nothing special, just some regular oil. Use whatever you have at home. So while the pan is heating up, you can already start with preparing the other stuff. So there are 250 grams of quark inside one container. I'm way too lazy, so I'm just taking like a quarter of it. A little bit more maybe. Then we're gonna add some milk. I said like 150 milliliters, but that really depends on how much sauce do you need for the curry. So I'm basically just going with gut feeling, and then you just mix it up, so it's easier later to get the quark inside, or like the cottage cheese. So we're gonna wait now until the pan is hot. If you don't know how to measure if your pan is hot or not, I can't really give you a solution. What I'm doing is I just take my bare hand and then hold it close. Like, don't put your hand inside the pan, just hold it close to the bottom and you can feel the heat on your hand, but don't put it inside. Like I said, don't put it inside, just put it on top. Just feel the heat. And then move the oil around. And then we take the curry paste, I'm gonna put it back to like 6. And we put it inside. The thing is, we don't need a lot of seasoning because the curry paste that I'm using is actually quite spicy. Oh yeah, the rice looks really good already. super medium heat just to keep it warm. If your rice is done before you're done with the rest, that's completely fine. So we're gonna roast the curry paste a little bit to give it some more flavor. Then we take the onions and the garlic. Just a little bit. Give it some heat. And already start mixing the paste with the onion and the garlic. For the flex. So the next thing that I'm gonna use is a coconut. I don't know how you can buy those things in your country, but it's basically like a whole coconut. So it's like the meat of one coconut. And what I want is I actually only want the top of the package, what is the flakes, and a little bit of the meat. I'm gonna add it to the pan. Really tasty, really nice. It smells really good. Now we're gonna add the meat. And always keep your kitchen clean, gentlemen and ladies. Because it's easier to work in a clean kitchen. Because you know exactly where everything is. So since we added the meat now, we're gonna raise the heat. And I can already smell like the coconut, it's gonna be really good. We let it now simmer a little bit. Make sure that the meat is nice and juicy. I'm gonna let it sit now for like 5-ish minutes. It's actually really hard with the wok pan because it's so heavy. But it's easy to flip the meat like that and it looks cool, right? Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. I can already smell it. So next thing, we're gonna add the milk and the quark. Now we wait for the boil. And then it starts reducing because when it's cooking, the steam that you can see is all water. And when the water starts to evaporate, the sauce gets pretty thick, the way we really want it. Yes, we like thick sauce. One thing that I like to do, that you don't have to do, is you can add some vinegar, like only a little tiny bit, to give it some more acid. Just a little bit. Now it's ruined. I'll take a little bit more milk. But only a tiny, tiny little bit. And one last thing that I'm gonna add, that I did not add to the recipe, but I really like to spice up my stuff, is we're gonna take some basic vegetables. I'm a big fan of frozen like veggies because I can store them way longer. Because when I buy fresh veggies, they're gonna die. But with frozen stuff, it's not happening. Just gonna get it in there. The heat is gonna do the rest. And you can already see that the sauce starts to get thicker because the steam like getting removed from the pan and from the sauce. So what we want to do now, we're gonna want to like crank it all the way up to max and let it cook for like 5 minutes.
5 minutes later.
Starts boiling now. And that's Gucci, because we want to see where we are. A little bit too salty, but that's fine, because we cooked the rice without salt. Most of the spices are already inside the curry paste. Alright, we're gonna give it like a couple minutes now. Alright, we are coming close to the end. We are putting the rice now inside and put it back to medium heat. I'm using like really cheap pots, so they're really hot. So I need to use like a towel to hold them. We're adding the rice now to the pan. We give it a good mix. And no more Ricardo flicks now. Look at this. It looks really good, not gonna lie. I think that's the best curry I've made so far, because I'm not rushing it. I'm taking my time. And now we're gonna make it a bit spicy. Add some more chili to it. Some more chili flakes. Or like the Germans at the kebab store like to say, bisschen scharf. So I think we're done, chat. That's my chicken curry. Gonna give it a test now and see if we did it well. Fucking hot. That's good. It's not too salty because we cooked the rice without salt. Poggers in the chat, some plates. I'll make one for Riley, like an extra big one. And then one for Pengu, only a little bit. Like, look at this. This is Pengu. This is Riley. I'm kidding. Hello, welcome.
You can smell the food outside the door.
Yeah. Okay, let me move the camera a little bit. This is Riley. You got an extra big one. This is Pengu. Be careful with the light. If it bothers you, just move it away. Alrighty, yo chat. That's it. That was, am I in the frame? Yes, that was a cooking stream. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Please make sure to check out G2 on Twitter and Instagram. They helped me really with like setting up the stream, getting the microphone, and just the overall planning, graphic assets, etc. I hope you all come back for the next cooking stream. Next time I might do Christmas cookies. I'm not sure about that yet. And make sure to follow my Twitter at G2__Suhr, on Instagram SuhrR6, and on YouTube just Suhr. I wish everyone a good day and take care. See you next time.